It's 6:00 a.m. and I'm out on my dock, coffee steaming in the chilly morning breeze, when 3 police cars race down my driveway in Meadowbrook Estates. The HOA president, Linda Carver, is pointing at me like I'm a fugitive, yelling that I'm illegally fishing on community land. The twist: I've owned this Baker Lake since 2009, and these folks have been trespassing on my property for years. But Linda and her clique don't realize who they're up against. I'm not just an electrician they can push around. I've got 38 years of property deeds, $100 worth of trail cameras, and a lawyer who lives for cases like this. What would you do if your HOA tried to claim your family's lake? Share below, because what happens next is a legal takedown so satisfying it'll make your heart race. These entitled bureaucrats messed with the wrong guy. I'm Tom Bennett, a 42-year-old electrician who thought I'd inherited paradise when my grandfather passed in 2009. 5 acres of untouched woodland with a 2-acre spring-fed lake in our family since 1987. Every dawn, I'd stroll to the water's edge, inhaling pine and the fresh scent of lake water, the loon's eerie calls drifting through the mist. I'd cast my line, feeling like the luckiest man alive. Grandpa snagged this land cheap when it was just woods and fields. The lake, brimming with bass and bluegill, stayed crystal clear thanks to natural springs. I've got the deed, survey markers, and decades of tax records. No one ever disputed ownership, but paradise draws snakes. By 2012, Meadowbrook Estates, a fancy subdivision, popped up $400. Homes packed with entitled families and retirees expecting resort-style perks. They coveted my lake, assuming it was theirs. Trouble brewed in 2018. At first, polite requests. Could their kids fish or kayak on weekends? I'm fair, so I allowed occasional use if they asked. But then came anonymous county complaints about mosquito breeding in my lake. Snarky comments at the gas station about my unkempt land and litter, beer cans, fishing line strewn along my shore. Enter Linda Carver, strutting in like a soap opera queen. Mid-50s, blonde bob costing more than my weekly groceries, driving a white BMW she parked like she owned the county. A retired ad exec with a smile that never reached her eyes. Linda became HOA president in 2019, promising to boost property values through standards enforcement. Translation: she'd make everyone's life miserable until they complied. Our first clash hit in 2023. I was heading to the lake, coffee in hand, when I heard a drill. Linda, in khaki suburban chic, was directing 2 guys to put up "No Trespassing" signs on my land. Her floral perfume hit like a chemical attack. "What's this?" I asked, voice calm. She turned, heels clicking. "Tom, just clarifying boundaries for everyone's benefit. You're putting signs on my property without permission." Her smile faded. "There's confusion about community amenities." "No confusion," I said. "This is private land. Take them down." Her mask dropped, revealing pure entitlement. "You don't understand your place here," she hissed. "This neighborhood has standards. Some people don't fit." War declared. 2 weeks later, I was fishing, coffee still hot, when car doors slammed. Linda marched through the trees like a commander, flanked by 3 HOA board members. "Mr. Bennett," she announced, "we're addressing your violations of community standards." I blinked, holding my rod on my lake. "What violations?" A nervous guy, Greg, in a polo, handed me a cease and desist letter claiming I was disrupting community peace and misusing shared recreational facilities. My coffee turned bitter. "Shared facilities? You mean my private lake?" "Linda, read from a script. The HOA determines amenities impacting property values fall under our jurisdiction. Violations incur $200 daily fines and potential liens. Bullies rely on shock to silence you." Linda expected me to cave, but Grandpa taught me, when someone threatens your livelihood, you don't get angry. You get smart. "I'll review this with my lawyer," I said. Linda smirked, thinking she'd won. I spent a weekend at the county recorder's office, $20 on parking, worth every penny. Meadow Brooks HOA formed in 2014, after I inherited my land in 2009. Key fact: an HOA can't claim authority over pre-existing property owners. It's like a book club demanding you follow their rules because you own books. I hired a lawyer for $5,000 who sent the HOA a cease and desist letter to stop harassing me. Then I posted my deed and survey on the neighborhood Facebook group, explaining the boundaries. Neighbors rallied. Some shared their own Linda horror stories. She retaliated, deleting my posts, blocking me, and claiming I was harassing the board. Her next move was dumber. She called city code enforcement, alleging 17 violations. The inspector, baffled, found nothing wrong. Someone claimed you're running an illegal campground, he said, eyeing my tidy land. Most anonymous complaints come from one number. He glanced at the subdivision, shaking his head. That evening, my neighbor Paul, a retired teacher, called. "Tom, Linda's telling people you threatened her physically. Says she's scared to walk her dog by your place." My blood boiled. I've never raised my voice to her. "I know," Paul said, "but she's scaring folks. You're not her only target." Linda was a serial bully. I started documenting everything. She kept escalating, filing complaints with every agency. Code enforcement, 23 more violations. State wildlife claiming I ran a commercial fishing operation. Even the health department. Inspectors laughed. My lake was pristine. On social media, she launched Meadowbrook Safety, posting about my disturbances. Neighbors stopped waving. I was uninvited to the block party. Isolation hurt. I dug deeper, finding a 2019 HOA amendment falsely claiming my land. Illegal. You can't add property without owner consent. My lawyer grinned. This is fraud. We can sue for harassment under color of law. His letter threatened a lawsuit, and the HOA paused enforcement, infuriating Linda. She pivoted to personal attacks, mocking my blue-collar roots at gatherings, hinting I didn't belong in Meadowbrook. Then came a police cruiser. Linda, arms crossed, claimed I'd threatened her the previous evening. "Officer, I was in my workshop," I said, showing security camera footage proving it. The officer sighed. "Ma'am, filing false reports is a misdemeanor. To me, document everything. People like herself destruct." That sparked a breakthrough. My trail cameras, set up to monitor the lake, revealed a worn path from the subdivision to my shore, complete with a makeshift dock, chairs, a fire pit, and a chained cooler, proof of years of trespassing. Over 2 weeks, I recorded 47 intrusions, picnics, teen parties, fishing tournaments. Linda appeared 8 times, using my lake like her personal resort. Paul dropped another bombshell. The HOA budget included $15,000 for lake maintenance. On my lake, and their insurance listed it as a community amenity. They were charging residents and collecting premiums for property they didn't own while I bore the liability. My lawyer nearly shouted, "This is tax fraud, insurance fraud, theft of services, criminal charges." Linda, desperate, announced at an HOA meeting that security threats me required cameras on my land. A neighbor asked about the lake budget. Some people, she sneered, don't grasp community responsibilities. They should live elsewhere. Her classism alienated even allies. Then came a county letter. The HOA had filed a tax appeal claiming my lake as a shared amenity to lower their taxes. At the assessor's office, I showed my deed. The clerk frowned. "If this is false, it's tax fraud." My insurance agent confirmed insuring property you don't own is theft. Paul's wife, a banker, revealed Linda's husband had filed for bankruptcy. Linda's HOA power was her lifeline. Losing it would ruin her. I upgraded my team, hiring Rachel Lee, a white-collar crime attorney, on contingency. A forensic accountant found $47,000 in shady HOA expenses, including fake lake costs. A new $8,000 survey confirmed my boundaries. Neighbors, fed up with Linda, shared stories she'd fine one for a wrong mailbox, citing unwritten rules. My cameras caught Linda moving a survey marker, another felony. Rachel connected me with reporter Emily Chun, eager to expose HOA fraud. The DA investigator, Detective Lopez, called my evidence exceptional, citing tax fraud, false reports, and extortion. The insurance company launched its own fraud probe. Linda's desperation peaked. My dock was vandalized, $2,000 in damage. Cameras caught 2 teens. Linda's BMW idled nearby. Conspiracy to commit vandalism, Lopez said. Linda filed endless complaints. Code violations, mosquito breeding, even endangered waterfowl disruption. Inspectors dismissed them, praising my lake's health. She posted fake reviews on my business site, created a troll account with my photo, and called clients, claiming I was under investigation. A homeowner told me, "Some safety committee warned me about you." The number. Linda's landline. Her worst move, false 9. 111 calls reporting a heart attack, drowning, and shots fired at my address, felonies each. Then she approached me, phone recording in my pocket. "Tom, the HOA offers $25,000 in fishing privileges if you drop your complaints and share the lake." Her smile turned icy. Legal battles get expensive. Small businesses can't afford that attention. Bribery, extortion, threats captured. Days later, the city claimed my lake was contaminated with fake lab results. The inspector, after testing, laughed. "This water's cleaner than my pool." The lab reports forged, a federal crime. Linda's boycott flyers calling me an environmental criminal backfired. Businesses trashed them. Her unhinged 20-minute Facebook video claimed I ran a criminal conspiracy via coded phishing signals. Neighbors mocked her, some urging mental health help. Her threat, "Residents may need to take matters into their own hands," was harassment with implied violence. Lopez called it a confession. 6 HOA board members demanded her resignation. The management company threatened to quit. Her allies fled. The town hall was electric. 150 residents, a TV crew, a buzzing crowd. Linda, in a blazer and pearls, accused me of everything from pollution to organized crime, warning of citizen action. Snickers and eye rolls erupted. My turn, I showed my deed. "Linda, why did the HOA spend $15,000 maintaining my lake?" "I projected the insurance policy listing my lake." Gasps. "Why file tax appeals claiming my land?" Linda stood shouting harassment. The mayor silenced her. I played her bribery recording. The crowd roared. Trail camera footage of her vandalism sealed it. As she screamed about conspiracies, Sheriff Daniels entered. "Linda Carver, you're under arrest for false reports, insurance fraud, and vandalism." Handcuffs clicked amid camera flashes. Applause erupted. Linda pleaded guilty to fraud, getting probation, $50,000, restitution, and community service. The HOA excluded my land, issued a public apology, and reformed under new leadership. My evidence became a legal case study. 6 months later, I hosted Meadowbrook Lake Day, a barbecue turned community healing. Kids fished, neighbors laughed, and Paul's granddaughter caught her first base. I started a lake ecology program now region-wide. My business thrived, and I'm testifying for HOA reform. Sitting on my dock, coffee in hand, loons calling, I know justice tastes like morning air. Clean, sharp, and earned. Got an HOA horror story? Share it below.